Max Steiner, first of all, met a significant amount of resistance to an orchestral score. Now, yes, there had always been music in or accompanying film, but the music had always served a very significant, specific purpose. The piano player that you referenced was to help cover up the distraction of the sound from the projector. Then before there were talkies, before sound came in, the words were on the screen and the music was sort of the inflection of those words, since no actor was saying it. The music took on the inflection, the interpretation of those words. So now sound was with us, sound was on the screen. And this represented a significant increase in sophistication to filmmakers and to studios who thought at the time that music, especially orchestral music, not source music, not where you saw a band in the background or a piano player, but that orchestral music would be noticed and would seem to be artificial. And this was a problem for Max because this was his forte. The orchestra was his instrument. This form of thinking, if I can digress a moment, was later epitomized in Hitchcock's film Lifeboat. Hitchcock had hired Hugo Friedhofer to score the film, but he had given him specific instructions not to score any scenes that were taking place in the ocean, in the lifeboat. David Raksin, a fabulous character and a wonderful composer, confronted Hitchcock on the lot one day and said, "So, why no music?" And Hitchcock said, "Well, out in the middle of the ocean, where's the orchestra?" And David Raksin quickly replied, "Well, out in the middle of the ocean, where's the camera?" So this was the precursor, the predecessor to that kind of thinking. Anything that's artificial could be problematic for the audience. Black and white is artificial. Editing is artificial. Close-ups are artificial. However, some of the filmic things that we think of as artificial are actually things that are very humanistic. We do focus on a particular person that we're talking about, and we exclude the periphery. We focus our hearing on whoever we're having a dialogue with, and we exclude the periphery. So these things are less artificial because they emulate human reaction. Music, however, except for when we're kids and we're chasing somebody, and in our mind or even out loud we're going na 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 na, music doesn't become a natural part of what we do as adult human beings. So this was a problem, and Max was one of the people who dispelled this belief by writing stuff that, while it wasn't unheard, he didn't like that idea that film music should not be heard. That was a problem for him. While it was heard, it was so in tune with the picture, and it's so in tune with the emotions that the picture was trying to evoke, that it wasn't artificial. It didn't seem artificial. And this was a huge step and a huge contribution to our business, because we still are dealing, even more so today, with arguably the most artificial aspect of filmmaking, which is music, and it is still an integral part of of the filmmaking industry today. So this was the biggest challenge I think that he faced. Now, the other thing that Max Steiner faced was the beginnings, the early stages of synchronization with film. Of course, starting with the piano and then with pit orchestras, there was no synchronization. There were pieces of music that seemed to be appropriate for certain scenes. And the evolution of that, of course, is along the way. Some filmmaker was watching and the music was going by, and the filmmaker went, "Ooh, that's nice." You know, when that cut happens there, the music just went up a step or something, and something happened there. Noticing that enhanced that filmmaker's film, synchronized scoring became a part of the filmmaking industry, the craft. And Max exploited it and made it into an art form, aided and abetted by the click track, which allowed composers to very carefully and consistently synchronize with film. I don't know that Max invented the click track, but he certainly was involved in its sophistication and bringing it to a level where it was highly operable in film music. So those are a couple of the main contributors that Max Steiner made.